Samsara sagare magnam dinamam karunanide karma grahya grihi tangam man upava bhavam avar. Srimad Bhagavata Gyoyam Prataksha Krishna evahi svikritosi mayanata muktyartam bhavasagare. Manorate madiyoyam sapala salvadatvaya nilbhuvitne naiva kaltavyam tasoham tabakeshava bhave bhave yatha bhakti padayostava chayate tatha kurushva devesha natastvam no yatha prabhu nama sankirtanam yasha salva papa pranashanam pranamo tukha shamanastam namami harim param Chamma dasha yaton ambayat idaras chalteshva bigasvarat tene brahma hridaya adikavaye muhyantiya suraya tejovari mృతం yatha vinimayo yatra trisalgo mrisha tamna svena sada nirasta kuakam satam param dhimahi dharma projita kaitapotra paramo nilma saranam satam vedam vastavam atra vastu shivatam tapatrayon urmanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kirte Kimba Pare Ishvaraha Satyo Hritya Varutatetra Kritivi Shushurshubhi Darshana Nikama Kalpataro Galitam Palam Sukamukat Amritadrava Samyitam Vipada Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rashika Bhuvi Bhavukaha Satidananda Rupaya Vishwopatyadi Hetabe Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Payam Numa Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvipayano viraha katara ajuhava putreti tammayattaravo bhinedus tam salvabhuta hridayam munim anatosmi yasvanubhavam akila shruti saramekam adhyatma deepam atetir shatam samontam samsarinam karuna yaha pranaguyam tam vyasasunum upayami kurum muninam Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye. Kamaniya kishora mukta murte kalavenu kvani tadrittan anendoho. Mama vachi vijrimbittam murare madhurumna kani kapi kapi kapi. Namo om Vishnupadaya Krishna prastaya bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gaurabani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashacha Deshatarine Pande Nanda Brajastinam Bhadarenum Abhishinasha Yasham Harigato Gitam Punati Puvanatrayam Sri Gopi Charana Ravinda Paramanabe Namaha Titam Param Karavirajita Chakrashankam Komodaki Sarasijam Karuna Samudram Rata Sahayamiti Sundara Mandahasam Pathalayesha Manisham Hridi Pavayami Komalam Kujayam Venum Shamaloyam Kumaraka Veda Vedya Param Brahma Pasatam Prato Mama Bukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grim Yakripa Tamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam Salvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Okay, thank you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. So now we have two volunteers who are going to speak about the demon, Jarasana and Putina. So shall we start with Vijayalakshmi?
Yes.
Yeah, Patanjali Muni Prabhu? Yeah?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
The story of Jarasandha is a little long. I hope you'll bear with me. And please give my...
Yeah, we're going to give a maximum 6 minutes to each person. So if he's if we just keep a little bit of a shorter, because then we would be able to hear more Patanjali Muni Prabhu. That's the main thing.
If it is not complete, we'll continue next week.
Next week, yeah, so, that's fine.
Whatever you prepare, go at your own speed. So if it's not finishes, we continue next week. And if it doesn't finish next week, we go to follow week. No rush here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, no rush here. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, the story is about the killing of the demon Jarasandha. In the kingdom of Yudhishthir, there would be regular meetings of respectable citizens, friends, relatives, brahmanas, sages, kshatriyas, and vaishyas. And this was called the Royal Assembly or the Great Assembly. In one of these assemblies, Yudhishthira addressed Lord Krishna and said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I would like to perform the king of all sacrifices called the Raja Suya, which is performed by the emperor. I wish that you will kindly help me in this great venture so that it is successfully executed. I have reasons to do this sacrifice, Lord Krishna. As you know, this sacrifice is usually performed to satisfy the demigods who are your empowered representatives within this material world. People who wish their material desires to be fulfilled worship the demigods. But we as Pandavas do not want anything from the demigods. We are personally satisfied to be your devotees, Lord Krishna. So my actual purpose, said Yudhishthir, is to invite the demigods to show that they have no power independent of you. That is to say, they are all your servants and you are the supreme personality of Godhead. I also want to show the ordinary foolish people with poor knowledge that you are not an ordinary human being. These foolish people try to defame you and fault with you, and I want to substantiate that they are all servants of you, O Lord. I also need to tell them that those who are constantly in Krishna consciousness and who think of your lotus feet are freed from the contamination of material life, which is full of miseries, and then as a result get freed from the cycle of repeated birth and death. I want to show the whole world that one can attain this highest perfection of life simply by taking shelter at your lotus feet, just as one can satisfy the branches, twigs, leaves, and flowers of an entire tree simply by watering the root. I also want to tell them that if they take to Krishna conscious, their life becomes fulfilled both materially and spiritually because you are equal to everyone, even the non-devotees. You sit in the heart of everyone as the super soul and give every living entity the chance to enjoy this material world as he desires, giving him the results of his actions. At the same time, you also give opportunities for people to turn towards you. You openly have declared that those who surrender to you, you will take charge of him, giving him relief from the reactions of all sins. But despite all this, the living entity still remains attached to material activities and suffer or enjoy the reactions. On hearing this, Lord Krishna smiled and encouraged Yudhishthira to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice. But you will have requirements to do this sacrifice, Yudhishthir. You will need to collect all this from the other kings. So first you conquer all the kings of the world, collect all the necessary paraphernalia required to execute the sacrifice. Then after a pause, Krishna continued. Krishna continued. As such, your brothers are great heroes, and you are the most pious and self-controlled king, and are therefore known as Dharmaraja. All of you are so qualified in devotional service to me that I have been automatically conquered by you. There is no one in the three worlds of the universe, including powerful demigods, who can surpass my devotees in any of the six opulences, and therefore there is no possibility of the worldly kings coming out victorious. With this, the four brothers of Yudhishthira, along with the army, set forth in all directions to conquer the worldly kings. Sahadeva went to the southern region, Nakula went to the western region, Arjuna went to the northern region, and Bhimasena went to the eastern region. Even though they went with the soldiers, their first aim was to inform the respective kings about King Yudhishthira's intention to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice, and were required to pay taxes for the execution of the sacrifice. Payment of taxes meant they accepted Yudhishthira as their chief. In case if they refused to pay the taxes, then only a fight would take place. So in this way, they brought abundant taxes and presentations before their king Yudhishthira. But there was one king, King Jarasandha of Magadha, who did not accept the sovereignty of King Yudhishthira. Seeing Yudhishthira anxious, Lord Krishna had a plan, and to conquer King Jarasandha. The plan was Arjuna, Bhimsena, and Lord Krishna will dress as Brahmanas and go to King Jarasandha. They knew that though King Jarasandha was a great fighter, he never neglected Vedic junctions. According to the Vedic junction, the Brahmanas are considered as the spiritual masters of all other castes. And when they ask charity, the kings have to certainly give. So the three went to Magadha and approached King Jarasandha as Brahmanas. They praised him and told him that they heard of his great quality of giving charity, making no distinction between relatives and outsiders. A famous man lives forever, even after his death, they told him. At this, King Jarasandha raised his eyebrows and thought, like the great Maharaj Sibi, who saved the life of a pigeon by supplying flesh from his own body, he became immortal by sacrificing his perishable body. While the Brahmanas were talking, King Jarasandha noticed by some signs on their bodies that they were not really Brahmanas but actually Kshatriyas. But he thought, they have come as Brahmanas, I will give them what they want, even my body. This way I will become immortal. My dear Brahmanas, he said, ask what you want. Then Lord Krishna said, we are not Brahmanas, we are Kshatriyas, and we have come to beg a duel fight with you. This is Bhimasena, this is Arjuna, and I am, as you know, I am your old enemy and the cousin of the Pandavas. This King Jarasandha laughed and granted their request. But he refused to fight with Arjuna because Arjuna was younger to him and not equal in strength. He also refused to fight with Krishna because he thought he was a coward. I will only fight with Bhimasena, he said, because he is a suitable competitor to fight with me. King Jarasandha handed a club to Bhimasena, took a club himself, and they left for the outskirts of the city to have their fight. They engaged in fighting with their clubs, but both of them were not only equal in strength, but their fighting techniques were also equal. They would fight during the day and night, and at night they lived as friends, and again next day they fought again. This went on for days, and neither was getting tired. Then on the 20th day, Bhimsena told Krishna, I cannot conquer King Jarasandha. Lord Krishna knew about the secret of Jarasandha's birth and therefore knew how to get him killed. The story of the birth of King Jarasandha goes like this. King Jarasandha was born in as two different parts from two different mothers. When his father found this out, that he is useless for him, he threw both the parts in the forest out of disgust. They were later found by a witch called Jara, who knew black magic very well. She managed to join the two parts from top to bottom. Knowing this fact, Lord Krishna knew how to kill him. He hinted to Bhimasena about it. That King Jarasandha could be killed. Since Jarasandha was brought to life by the joining of the two parts, he could be killed by the separation of the same two parts. To demonstrate this and to show Bhimasena how to do it, Lord Krishna plucked a twig from a tree and bifurcated it. So the following day, in the fight, he took hold of King Jarasandha's legs and threw him to the ground, pressed one leg to the ground, and with the other, and taking the other leg with both his hands, he tore the body in two from the anus to the head, and thus separated the body of King Jarasandha. And King Jarasandha was killed. Although King Jarasandha was killed, neither Krishna nor the two Pandavas made a claim to the throne. Their purpose to kill King Jarasandha was to stop him from creating disturbance to world peace. He had imprisoned all the kings and princesses unnecessarily. Therefore, Lord Krishna immediately called for King Jarasandha's son Sahadeva and with proper ceremony asked Sahadeva to occupy the throne of his father and reign over the kingdom peacefully and released all the kings and princes. The lessons we learn from this story are the following. One, the mission of Lord Krishna coming down to earth is to protect the righteous and kill the demons who disturb peace. And he comes as not as an ordinary human being. He is transcendental. We are not, and then the second is, we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. The body is perishable as we have seen earlier, and not the spirit soul. And then not only Kshatriyas, but all of us are to follow the Vedic junctions. Fourth, Lord Krishna is conquered by the love of one who has conquered his senses. To conquer one's senses means to engage the senses constantly in the service of the Lord. This way the senses are not engaged in material activities and the senses thus get purified, and with these purified senses one can actually render transcendental loving service to the Lord and conquer him. Fifth, Krishna has given you free will. He is equal to all. You can either engage your senses in material activities and suffer and enjoy their reactions without the interference of the Lord, or you can surrender to Krishna and do devotional service to him. 6. If you surrender to Krishna, he will take charge of you, protect you, and relieve you from the reactions of all your sins. 7. If you are constantly engaged in Krishna conscious activities, that is devotional service, and follow his instructions, meaning worship his lotus feet, you will be freed of all contamination of material life, and as a result are freed from the cycle of repeated birth and death, and will reside permanently in Goloka with Krishna. 8. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The demigods are powerful representatives of Lord Krishna, but are neither equal or more powerful than Krishna. And fifth, 9, the last one, and finally, we are all, without exception, eternal servants of the Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. That's very nice. Thank you, Vijayalakshmi. Thank you very much.
Hare
It was very
Krishna.
enlightening story, the way you said it. And I'm sure everyone have enjoyed it. Also, can I say, Vinod Vihari Prabhu, can we do yours next week in that case? Is that all right with you? Sorry, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, Mataji, that's fine.
Yeah, we do the next week, Putina, because then Patanjali Muni Prabhu can start the class.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Thank you very much for your cooperation. Thank you, Haribo. Yes, Patanjali Muni Prabhu, is all handed to you now.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay,
Haribo.
that was a very enlivening presentation. So now let us move on to second part of our Janmashtami presentation. So before we go on to Krishna's appearance, I'd like to start with the Subhashitam. Subhashitam means is Subhashitam, it's well said. So there is a good saying, so that very meaningful passages, so that it's worthwhile to go through. Kavya Shastra Vinodena Kalo Kachanti Dhimatam Vyasena Cha Mulkanam Nidraya Kalahenava. So Dhimatam Kalaha. So for Dhimatam means of those who are intelligent, or those who are wise, or those who are realized soul. Their time, Kalaha, is spent how? By enjoying Vinodena, by enjoying the Kavya and Shastra, the poems and Shastra. But they mostly spend the time by taking pleasure in these poet and Shastra. But Mulkanam, the fools, they spend their time with enjoyment. What kind of enjoyment? Vyasa Sena, by their bad habits, and also Nidraya, by their sleep, and also Kalahena, by quarrel. So unwise people, they spend their time with these three items. So bad habit signifies also some kind of not favorable activities towards spiritual life. So we spend a lot of time on WhatsApp, YouTube, and many TV shows, drama, nowadays Netflix, etc., etc. So that this is Mulkanam Kala. So that how the Mulka they spend their time. But for us, we try to make an endeavor to spend more time through this Srimad Bhagavatam. So that this is a message of this class. And then now let's move on to Krishna's birth. And then we started last week that this verse from Bhagavad Gita. So that we supposed to do summary. So I think who is going to do the summary of our last class?
Okay, the last class summary, Patanjali Muni Prabhu, we didn't make anyone this week because of there was two people were speaking about the
Oh, really?
demon. So we thought there wouldn't be enough time for hearing you, the people. That's the reason why.
So we didn't designate the summary?
Yeah, we didn't take anyone, yeah.
Okay, so then let us continue. So it's good to have a little bit summary. Maybe next time we just one demon story and then summary like that. So then let's do it.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Please accept apologies.
No problem. So Jamma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yoveti Tatvata Taktvadeham Punar Dharma Naiti Mamiti. So Arjuna. So here, in order to understand Krishna word, Jamma Karma, because it is Divyam, transcendental, we have to understand through Tattva. So through the Tattva, we can understand Krishna's birth and Krishna's Lila, Krishna's activity. So without this Tattva, without this truth, we cannot understand Krishna's birth and Krishna's activity. Why? Because our understanding limited by three modes of nature, and also our senses are imperfect to perceive the absolute truth. But somehow, if we understand Krishna's birth, Krishna's activities, then Taktava Deham Punar Dharma Naiti Mamiti So Arjuna. This is Krishna's promise. So this one we read last week. And then, so then now, in order to understand Krishna's appearance, so that we have to understand what is the Tattva. So in the Bhagavatam explains, in the first canto, Bhadanti tattva vidas tattva jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti saptate. So tattva vidas, one who knows this tattva. So Krishna said, Vedanta Krit Vedavid. I'm the compiler of the Veda, and also I'm the knower of Veda. Vid means knower. So tattva vidas, those who know tattva, the absolute truth, Tatvadanti, they spoke in this way. How? That Tattvam Yat Jnanam Advayam. That Tattva is transcendental knowledge as well as Advayam is oneness. So this oneness, there are three types. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan, it is up there. One is call it Brahma, the other one is called Paramatma, and also it can be called Bhagavan. So you all are referring to Tattva. So please read this translation.
Meena Kavya, please unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, Haribol.
Haribol. Learned transcendentalist who knows the absolute truth call this non-dual substance, Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagwan. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, thank you.
So this non-dual substance is Advayam. Dvayam is duality, and good and bad, high and low, success and failure. In this way, all duality, but non-duality. So that what is this non-duality? Let us see in the Bhagavatam. So Bhava Dvetam, Kriya Dvetam, Dravya Dvetam, Tatatmanaha, Bhaltayan Swamnu Bhuteha, Trin Swapnam Dunute Munihi. So that Bhava Dvetam, material existence, they are so various, but ultimately there is oneness in material all existence. Kriya Dvetam, activity also, there are so many activities in this material world that are going on, but within this activity also there is a oneness. And also Dravya Dvetam, there are so many material objects also, that there are so many objects, this also there is a oneness in there. So if we see that oneness, then actually we understand the true meaning of the Tattva. Please read this one.
Oma, please, can you unmute yourself? Oma?
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
After considering the oneness of existence, activity and paraphernalia, and after realizing the self to be different from all actions and reactions, the mental speculator Muni, according to his own realization, gives up the three states of wakefulness, dreaming, and sleep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Prabhuji.
So here, in order to understand Krishna's appearance, in order to understand Krishna's creation, then we have to see what we've got. Ultimately, we have to understand it through our own experience. Then if we start to experience Krishna's presence through our experience, then eventually Krishna will give us mercy, and then Krishna help us his own revelation. So for example, at night, we all have dream. So for example, we went to football match. So then in the dream, there are so many people. So in the stadium, let's say there are 10,000 people. So there is a two team is competing. So let's say India and England. So there is a World Cup match. So each team has their own audience, their own supporters, and also during the match, someone scores a goal. So many things happening within the dream. So that I was there too, for example. So then you dreamt that you attended that football match. So now, when you wake up, then you think that, oh, it was a dream. But now, when you are in the dream, you see so many people. Who created that people? I'm giving a question, you can answer. Who created these people?
Our minds, maybe?
Yeah, myself created those people. And then who created the football, what you call scoring goal? Scoring goal also is our own creation. The sound, the conversation between the people, all created by whom?
Mind.
Yourself.
By the,
Yes?
by the
Ourselves.
mind.
Yeah, it's created by you.
Yeah.
Exactly the same way, whatever going on here, there's so many variegatedness. This variegatedness is called nanatvam. This is created by Krishna. So we are within, in one sense, Krishna's dream. This is a Krishna creation, but within the dream, people have certain roles. So we have also a certain role to play in this material world. But ultimately, what is the oneness? Oneness is we are within the Krishna's creation. This is oneness is tattva. So nanatvam, nanartam. What is then this variegatedness? So Krishna, the Bhagavatam explains, pumso ayuktasha nanarto brahman saguna doshabhak karma akarma vikrameti guna dosha diyo vidaha. This is a very philosophical aspect of Krishna's appearance I'm talking about. So if we don't connect this oneness, ayukta, if you are not engaged in Krishna consciousness, then pumsaha nanarta. So all this variegatedness comes. So Brahma, due to this variegatedness, sometimes we get confused. And also guna doshava. Sometimes we feel that this is good, dosha, that is bad. This is right, that is wrong. So there are so many differentiation comes. According to that, what is right, what is wrong, according to our conception, there is a karma, what to do, akarma, what not to do, and also vikarma, what is a forbidden thing to do. This all comes. So this is nothing but guna dosha diya vidaha. This is a variegatedness. Okay, please read this translation.
Pravita?
Yeah.
Please.
One whose consciousness is bewildered by illusion perceives many differences in value and meaning among material objects. Thus one engages constantly on the platform of material good and evil, and is bound by such conceptions. Absorbed in material duality, such a person contemplates the performance of compulsory duties, non-performance of such duties, and performance of forbidden activities.
So, due to this variegatedness, due to this ayukta, because due to disconnection with Krishna, we create so many values, different meaning in life. But this value and then different meaning in our life, ultimately due to our ignorance. Due to ignorance of this oneness, due to presence of Krishna, we, without knowing Krishna's presence, that all this variegated comes. So although Krishna is inside, outside, rather than seeing Krishna, we see so many different objects. So tasmat, therefore, yuktendriya grama yukta chitta idam jagat. So indriya grama, whatever we perceive through the senses, yukta, if we connect it, if we relate it to Krishna, and also idam jagat, whatever creation you see in this material world, chitta, we connect our perception to Krishna, then atmaika shva vidatam atmana mai adishvare. Then if you, when the moment when you connect to Krishna, then that moment actually you have true appearance of Krishna within your life. Could you read this one? Read the translation.
I'll read.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Therefore, bring all your senses under control and thus subduing the mind, you should see the entire world as situated within the self, who is expanded everywhere, and you should also see this individual self within me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So once you started to recognize Krishna's presence within and outside, then our perception start to change. So once our perception start change, then we see Krishna's everywhere. But if we don't see this oneness, and we don't see this Krishna presence, then what happens? You'll see this one. The Mother Bhumi says this verse that Mother Bhumi says very interesting prayers she makes. This is from fourth canto when Purita Maharaj was angry with Mother Bhumi. So that because you don't produce enough grains and our people are go hungry, so that I have to shoot you. But Bhumi says that before you shoot, please listen to what I'm trying to say. And then Mother Bhumi offers prayers. Nama Prasmai Purushasha Mayaya Bina Pinyasta Nana Tanave Gunatmane Namaha Svarupa Anubhavena Nilduta Dravya Kriya Karaka Vipra Molmaye. Please read this translation.
Should I read it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The planet Earth spoke, "My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are transcendental in your position, and by your material energy you have expanded yourself in various forms and species of life through the interaction of the three modes of material nature. Unlike some other masters, you always remain in your transcendental position and are not affected by the material creation, which is subject to different material interactions. Consequently, you are not bewildered by material activities."
So,
Thank
thank
you.
Yeah, here it said Krishna is not bewildered by material activities. whatever going on here actually doesn't really affect Krishna. Dravya, whatever object we see, Kriya, whatever activity is going on, Karaka, who's doing what, Viprama, we get bewildered by the, it's called Ulmi, it's called different waves. Someone comes and goes. For example, Alexander came, so he conquered many land. But where is the land going he conquered? Where is he now? Genghis Khan came from Mongolia, but where is he going now? And when you get Napoleon, there's so many people come and goes. So this is like waves, but these old waves are there due to by not seeing the Advayam, the oneness. So we all go through 6 waves: hunger, thirst, grief, illusion, decay, and death. In this way, even if we fulfill our hunger, but sooner or later we'll get hungry again. Even if we drink water, sooner or later we become thirsty again. So in this way, we are constantly influenced by these 6 waves if we don't see Krishna's presence. So here, Mother Bhumi is saying that, let me offer you obeisances so that I become close to you, so that I become free from these 6 waves, and also ultimately I can be with you. By recognizing Krishna's position, by recognizing Krishna's birth, by recognizing Krishna's activity, then actually we become close to Krishna. Close to Krishna means actually we are reviving our original identity. So Krishna is already here through this oneness we saw. So Krishna, when appeared, is called Vyakta, is appearance form. And also we read that Krishna Avyakta Murtina. So without unmentioned form, Krishna still here. And yet, 5,000 years ago, Krishna came down, and then we celebrate Krishna's Janmashtami every year. So then what is the meaning to this? How come Krishna is already here, still he's coming, and also Krishna left also. So this one we have to understand by Krishna's teaching. When Krishna appeared in the Kamsa's prison, Vasudeva offered the beautiful prayers, and the Devaki offered the beautiful prayers, and then hearing their prayers, even before that, Lord Brahma also he came and he offered the prayers also. And then Vasudeva and Devaki, Krishna offers instruction. Yuvammam putra bhavena brahma bhavena chasakri chintayanto krita sneho yashete makkatim param. Read this translation.
Sipura Mataji, I'm sorry, if I get unmuted accidentally, please kindly follow the list we have already on a WhatsApp list. So no one should be reading in between, please, yeah?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Sipura Mataji, Haribol.
Haribol. Both of you, husband and wife, constantly think of me as your son, but always know that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By thus thinking of me constantly with love and affection, you will achieve the highest perfection, returning home back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So, Krishna says to his parents, Putra Bhava. So when you see me, you are mom, you both mom. When you see me as Putra Bhava. So as your son, that's no problem. But at the same time, Brahma Bhavena Chasakrit. So you should see me as the supreme, the absolute truth also. So why Krishna saying to Vasudeva and Devaki that see me as a Putra as well as see me as the Brahma Bhava, the absolute truth, the oneness. The reason is this, that, for example, let's say we see Krishna as just a young little cowherd boy performing Vrindavan Lila, and then he left. So 5,000 years ago, Krishna came and then he left. Then where is he now? We can think in that way. But if Krishna is the absolute truth, then if that multi-form of Krishna can live, but Krishna can stay with us as absolute truth. In other words, that when we relate to other people, that relationship also we can develop as a relationship with Krishna. Why? Krishna can come in their heart, and also when related to the nature, also if we see Krishna's the absolute truth form, then we can relate it to that one also with love and affection. If we don't have this Krishna consciousness, then when we see outside the tree, okay, this tree is a tree, and the tree and me has nothing to do with it. And also we easily chop it, and then so many pollution can happen. But if we see that also Krishna's manifestation, then we can develop relationship. What kind of relationship? It says, Cintayanto, you think Krita Sneho, with affection. So as you have affection for me, you can develop that affection to every living being, every existence. So naturally, if we develop this affection, then society becomes naturally harmonious. There will be no war, and there is no conflict, and also truly this society becomes very, very healthy. And also for example, frustration, our certain grief, anxiety, this will all disappear. So that if we have this mentality, that mentality will lead us Makkatim Param. This is the highest Katim, the destination. So now we celebrating Janmashtami. We celebrating Krishna's appearance. That celebration, it has to happen not only once a year. Actually, it has to happen every single day. When you wake up, when you go outside, when you see beautiful scenery of your surroundings, that is a manifestation of Krishna. Actually, you are taking personal darshan of Krishna. You have to develop this type of vision. Krishna comes, as you know, in the form of a sun. Krishna comes in the form of a moon. Krishna comes in the form of a wind. So everything you experience, nothing but experience of Krishna. When you develop this vision, then this place itself becomes Vaikuntha, this place. So Vaikuntha means, Kunta means anxiety, Vai means without. This place becomes without anxiety. So Vaikuntha normally think that we leave this body and then we go. But no, Vaikuntha has to happen right here and right now. Then how to develop this vision? In the 11th canto, Krishna speaks to Uddhava. Yatha yatha atma parimurjate so mapunyagata shravana adinaha shravana vidhanai tata pashyati vastu sukshma chakshur yathaiva anjasa samprayuktam. Okay, please read this one.
Nidhi Lakshana Mataji, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
When a diseased eye is treated with medicinal ointment, it gradually recovers its power to see. Similarly, as a conscious living entity cleanses himself of material contamination by hearing and chanting the vows, narrations, my glories, he regains his ability to see me, the absolute truth in my subtle spiritual form.
So here, thank you. So Chakshur, sometimes we get eye disease. So when you get eye disease, so Anjana Samprayuktam, we drop a little bit of ointment. So each time when you drop the ointment, it clears a little bit. So yata yatma atma parimurjate. Parimurjate. Our atma, our soul, also covered by this little bit of dirt which covers our vision. But that will be parimurjate, will be cleaned. How? As drop of ointment, matpunyagata shravana. So by hearing my glorious pastimes. So the tata tata pashati. If this our vision get cleared by hearing Krishna's katha, then it gradually cleans the material contamination. This is a process of the developing vision. So by hearing and by chanting the pious narration of Krishna, we able to see vast sukshimam. This is a key point. So we are accustomed to see gross things, which is visible to us through the senses. But our ultimate goal is that sukshima vastu, the subtle substance, we have to be able to see it. So pashati, the sukshma vastu, the subtle substances. So when things happen, there are different causes. But our tendency is that we immediately react of certain incident, but we don't see why this happened, what caused this happening, and also if we recognize a cause, what is the cause of that cause? That is a sukshima, that is subtle. So initially we just get affected by certain incidents, and then we start to recognize the cause of that incident. And then when we recognize the cause of the instance, then it's called vast sukshima. So what is the cause of that causes? Ultimately, the cause of causes is Krishna. Yes. So when you see this one, then actually you will be able to see Krishna everywhere, every minute. So then how this hearing is so important. So what makes a hearing opens our vision. So that is explained in third canto. It's called Karna Nadi. So that we have 72,000 nadi within our body. So we have here a doctor. So that according to modern medical science, there are certain nerve systems. So in the Yoga Sutra terminology, that the nerve system is called the nadi. So I don't know, according to modern medical science, how many nerve systems we have, I'm not aware of. But according to Yoga Sutra, we have 72,000 nadi within the body. That one nadi is called a Karna nadi, which connects from our ear to our heart. So could you read this translation?
Yes, the next one is Vinod Priya Prabhu. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Who in human society can be satisfied without hearing sufficient talk of the Lord, whose lotus feet are the sum total of all places of pilgrimage, and who is worshipped by great sages and devotees? Such topics can cut off one's bondage to family affection simply by entering the halls of one's ears. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you.
So here, this Karna Nadi, once we hear the Krishna Katha, then Krishna, we discussed that walk into our heart. Satya Hritta Bharatetra Kritivi Shushubhi Darshana. Krishna is Satya, Ishvara Satya, immediately Avaruta Tetra, established, Atra. So here it says Atra is important. So we already discussed Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 2. So that was first discussion we had. So there, Atra is mentioned 3 times. Dharma Projita Kaita Putra, Kaitava Atra. So here, once we get this connection from the ear to the heart, then the projita kaitabo, dharma projita kaitaba, the cheating mentality, it disappears. And also immediately, nilmat saranam, the envy within our heart, dirt within the heart, it will be removed. Atra, right here and now, not by next life, not by life after life, here and now. And also, Vedam Bhastavam Attar Vastu Shivadam. So right here, you will be able to understand the Vastu through substances. And then that substances, which is Krishna, we will be understand here and now. And also the last line, it says Satya Hrita Bharutatra. And also again, Tatra comes. So in this way, Bhagavatam reminding us that this is the process where you can meet Krishna here and now. So normally we feel that as Prabhupada instructed, always we have to go back to Godhead. But our perception is that, yes, one day I'll go back to Godhead. This going back to Godhead is not geographical transition, movement of one place to another place. So sometimes we see the picture that the beautiful bird with a carriage on the top and then comes and then picks a devotee up and then move into another place. So this is very familiar, but truly the transition has to happen within own heart. If this Karna Nadi opens, then you will be able to celebrate Krishna Janmashtami every single day by this hearing process. This is the true meaning of Krishna Janmashtami. So what I've read, let us read one more time. Dharma projita kaita vottara paramo nilmat saranam satam. So here atra. Vedam bhastavam atra bhastu shivadam tapatara umlanam. And also once we establish this Krishna's presence within own heart, then shivadam, this is very auspicious, and this auspiciousness, tapatraya, three misery in our life, umlanam, with it uproot. So misery from our own self, misery from the others, other living entity, and the misery from all the natures. All these three miseries will be unmullanam, will be uprooted. And also, satya hrita bharatatra kritivi shushushivi darshanat. So again, Krishna will walk into our heart right here and now. This is through Krishna's association. So now here, it is important in order to have this one, kritivi shushushivi. So what is shushushivi? There is 9 different types of process, devotional process. It starts with Shravanam, but it says Shravana by hearing. But here, Bhagavatam says Shushrushu. Shushrushu. Shushrushu means eagerness to hear, very eager to hear, not just the ordinary hearing, Shravanam. This is a Shushrushu. It has to be very eager to hear. So in this way, with our eagerness, we'll establish Krishna's within own heart. So when you have a wedding, you wear very nice clothes. Yes? Everybody unmute now, question time. So now I have a question to all of you. Why do you wear such a nice clothes during the wedding time?
Please unmute yourself, everyone, please, kindly, and just raise your hand to answer the questions. I will allow you to do that.
Okay, so I cannot see the hand. Maybe.
So I will do that. I will let you know. So if anybody want to have an answer, please raise your hand.
So when we have wedding, we have best clothes, right? Either west or east. Wedding time, I see the best clothes, especially manor, Bhaktivinoda manor. There are so many weddings happening. So when I see overwhelmed that how opulent the Indian wedding is, why do we have such opulent clothing on wedding day? Not only bride and bridegroom, those who are invited, they also having the fantastic clothing. Why do we do that?
Okay,
To show the audience.
Sorry, one second. Balakrishna, can you please unmute yourself? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I heard Srila Prabhupada saying that it's a sign of auspiciousness in Indian culture to the lady wear nice clothes. So that's part of the culture to bring in auspiciousness for the occasion.
Okay, that's a very good answer. Bring the auspiciousness. I'm going to write it down because I want to learn. Auspiciousness. Yes, Shivadam. Auspiciousness. And then next?
Thank you. The next is the Patanjali. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So it's kind of auspiciousness, and there are three other things, threefold. So one is respect towards the people you're visiting.
Oh, respect.
One is to present yourself in a nice way.
Nice presentation.
Nice presentation. And the third is a kind of making oneself, making me feel good from inside as well.
Feel good, yeah. Making feel good, yeah. Okay, making feel good. Making feel good. Okay.
Thank you, Patanjali. Thank you.
Anyone?
Okay. Has anybody else would like to answer? Then just one person.
Please, this is your chance to contribute.
Yes, please. I would like to.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
All what the previous caller said, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the real truth is to dress up to show each other.
Show each other. Yeah,
and
eat for yourself.
Competition, yes. It's normally a competition. Look, I look better than you, kind of thing.
Show each other.
But it's true, though. It's true.
Okay, show each other nicely. And then another. So I want to have at least 5 answers. Two more to go.
Okay, is it Niti would like to answer? Niti Lakshana Mataji would like to answer?
I think on the wedding, when we have a wedding, this is the only time we get the opportunity to dress ourselves. Not like showing off, but that's something that you can wear, buy something new, and then put it on yourself and make you feel nice. And that's
okay. Again, make it feel nice, feel good and nice. Okay, and last, anyone to contribute?
No one else has just said anything yet. Anybody would like to answer?
Okay, I'm waiting one more answer. Okay.
I think it's the taking opportunity. Sorry, there is the Bharat Prabhu would like to say it. Yes,
okay,
please.
say it. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, Bol, unmute yourself, Bharat Prabhu. Hare Krishna, unmute yourself, please. He raised the hand, but he's not answering.
Okay, so then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
Okay,
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think to share the joy of the marriage.
To share the joy of it.
Yeah.
To share.
Joy of marriage.
Joy of marriage.
Okay. Can I say the last one?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Please. Yeah. I think it's also making like when you go to the wedding. So the couple we going for the wedding, we make them feel more special by getting dressed.
Make them special.
That they are very special for us. So we don't go with anything like making them realize that they are very special for us. So we don't go in any ordinary clothes, but we go for with really something to.
Why is it so special wedding?
Because it is they like two people getting together for the lifetime. So it's like we say it's a Lakshmi Narayan Jodi. On the wedding day, the couple is actually become Lakshmi Narayan. That's we Gujarati believes. That,
yes.
Yeah.
That answer I was looking for.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Wedding day, the couple represent Lakshmi and Narayan.
Yeah.
Lakshmi and Narayan is the the resident of Vaikuntha is opulence. So that because you are representing Narayan, you are representing Lakshmi Devi. So that whoever comes in front of them, and also actually by giving a blessing, by offering, actually those guests, they get benefit, they get blessings. So can you imagine? So for example, you are invited to Queen's tea party. Then you will dress nicely according to that occasion. Similarly, that when we meet Krishna, Narayan, Lakshmi, and we wear best clothing, whether knowingly or unknowingly. So that when we offer gift, actually is who is the gift for? We think that this gift for the couple,
yeah,
but actually certainly is for ourselves. So if we truly happy for them, and if we truly give a blessing, we give a gift, other big or small, from our own heart, then actually the blessing comes to us. So in this way, when we meet Krishna, then we have to get ourselves ready in certain way. That's why when we Pujari, before they go to altar, they take a shower, and then they wear fresh clothing, fresh tilak, etc. And then they do archaman. That there is a certain norm, certain the culture of the meeting Krishna. So in this way, we can meet Krishna through the Bhagavatam. So last week we discussed where is Krishna? Krishna is there where devotee glorifies Krishna's fame, name, and then Krishna's all different activities. So yatra gayanti madbhaktaha tishtami narada. O Narada, I'm there where yatra gayanti madbhaktaha, where my devotee sings about me. So in this way, atra, here and now we meet Krishna through the Bhagavatam. You need to have this conviction. So when we see wedding time, whether they knowingly, unknowingly, actually they are also going there, going to wedding to meet Lakshmi and Narayan. That's why they're dressing so nicely. That's why they are so happy. And also that's why they feel good. And also that's why they feel a lot of auspiciousness. And also that's why they showing respect each other. And also they feel special on that day, wedding day. Because on that day, we are very close to Krishna. So in this way, every Tuesday, when we have Bhagavatam class, I want you to have best clothing. So in this way, try to meet Krishna here and now, rather than waiting for after that or next lifetime, or may not be this life, I may not be able to make it. No, you can. If you cannot make it right now, right this moment, then very difficult to do later, because our nature of determination becomes weaker and weaker. When you are determined to meet Krishna right now, when you are determined, yes, now I want to read Bhagavatam, I want to experience Bhagavatam, then you have to try right and now. Krishna says that here, I will come to you, Satya Ishvaraha Satya Hriti Avarutate. Satya immediately, Hriti to your heart, Avarutate. I will establish myself, Atra, here and now. Krishna doesn't say later. When we read the Bhagavad Gita also, we hear many times Achirena, without delay. Chirana means delay, Achirena without delay. Many verses include Achirena. Krishna says, I'll deliver you without delay. So in this way here, Atra is very important. So the Krishna appearance has to happen not in the temple, not somewhere in India, not in the Vrindavan. It has to actually happen within your own heart, here and now. So how? By regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So please, we went through this verse again. Srimad Shrataya Nityam. Constantly Shrataya with faith, and then Srimad by hearing, and then Grinas Cha Svachestam within your own heart. Grinatas, you sing the glory of Krishna. Then Kalena na ati dilgena, very long time, ati dilgena, but na ati dilgena, within very short time, Bhagavan vishate hridi, Bhagavan will work into your heart, vishate hridi. So vishate means, literally means entering. So this is a Bhagavatam's statement. Bhagavatam doesn't need to lie to us. There's no need. Bhagavatam said, Bhagavan vishate hridi, Bhagavan can come into your heart right here and now. So that the Krishna's Janmashtami has to happen not only once a year, has to happen every single moment in your life. Yes, please read the translation.
Okay, there's the Vishalini Didi, Mataji. Can you please unmute yourself? Vishalini.
Okay. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hi, Bo.
Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their hearts within a short time.
Yes, here within a short time. This is very important. But if we don't invite Krishna, then who will come? Alakshmi will come. Alakshmi avishanti enam shayanam alasam naram. So one who are interested in alasam, being lazy, and the shayanam, one who wants to sleep all day, then Alakshmi will enter. So rather than inviting Alakshmi, we should invite Krishna. So that once Krishna is established within our heart, then what happens? Pravishtaha karna randrena. So Krishna comes through karna randrena, the whole of ear. Do you remember karna nadi? Here Bhagavatam says again the same thing. Svanam bhava saro ruham dunoti shamalam Krishnaha. Krishnaha dunoti cleanse. Shamalam. Mala, dirt. Shamalam, all the dirt. Salilasha yatha sharat, like autumn rains. So please read this translation.
Okay, Navanita Prabhu, please. Haribo.
The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association, such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So in this way, we have to see Krishna inside us and also outside us. So actually, Srimad Bhagavatam, the most sweetest part is 10th canto, where Krishna's Bala Lila comes. So that there, before you start Bala Lila, Parishik Maharaj saying that Sukadev Goswami at the 9th canto, somehow he said, I said, I think enough, so I need to kind of close chapter now. And then Parishik Maharaj a bit fearful, oh, it's too, not yet, so I want to hear more of Krishna. So that in order to show his eagerness, Parishik Maharaj is saying to Sukadev Goswami, Pitamaha me sarame amara ajai, amaran jai. So here, my grandfather, who is Parishik Maharaj's grandfather?
Krishna Pitama.
Sure.
Arjuna.
Yes,
Arjuna.
yes, Arjuna and then Yudhishthira Maharaj and then Bhimasena, all the grandfathers of Parishik Maharaj. So I am grandson of this Pitamaha, these grandfathers. They, when they met, who they met? Kauravas, and also the army of who assisting Kauravas. So who was assisting the Duryodhana? Who was assisting the Duryodhana?
Karna.
Karna, yes, and also
Bhishma Dev, Drona.
yes.
Dronacharya.
Dronacharya, yes, all here. So here, Deva Vrata. Deva Vrata means Bhishma Dev. And also Atiratha. So Atirata, there are Dasharatha. Who is Dasharatha? Who is Dasharatha?
Well, was he the father of Lord Rama?
Lord Ram.
The father.
The father of Lord Ram is Dasharatha. Why Dasharatha? Dasharatha, he's the father of Lord Ram, is so powerful, so he can fight with the 10 chariots at one go. But Atiratha is that those who can fight with hundreds of chariots at the same time. It's called Atirata.
Unlimited warriors, yes.
Unlimited warriors, yes. So in the Kauravas army, there was Devavrata, Bhishma Dev, and also the Atiratas like Dronacharya, Karna. These are very, very powerful soldiers, especially Dronacharya. They learned the martial art from the Dronacharya. So these people are called Amara. The Amara means the soldier of the demigods. They can conquer these demigod soldiers. That much powerful. So that how many of them? Samare. In the battlefield, they all gathered in battlefield. So compared to them, although Arjuna is a great hero, Bhimasena also had a great power. Compared to them, they are like a small fish. So here it says Timingalehi. Timingalehi fish, Prabhupada used to explain, Timingalehi fish is so big so that this Timingalehi fish swallow the big whale in the ocean like we eat almond. Sometimes when we eat almond, we pop almond in our mouth. So in this way, Timingalehi fish, they swallow the big whale, biggest animal on earth. They swallow these whales like almond. So our Pitamaha, our grandfathers, they have to face these types of the great soldiers. So what chance they have got to win? There's no chance they got win. So, and also, not only that, they have only 7 Akshohinis, but the enemy side, they have 11 Akshohinis. So the number itself is outweighed. And also, how strong they are is described in the Bhagavata 1st chapter, in the 10th chapter, 10th verse, it explained that it says Aprayaptam. Their strength is properly explained as immeasurable. That much is powerful. Not only that, my mother, Drona Tyayam Kaurava Sainya Sagaram. So this Dratyayam. So this one is like when they met in the battlefield, they felt like they are facing the ocean, Sagaram. So in this way, they fight in the battlefield. It was an easy war. So their fight is so difficult. But what happened? Kritva taran bhassa padam sma yap lavaha. Parikshit Maharaj says that Krishna made this ocean into bhassa padam, small pool of the water which contains in the hoop of the calf. So that he made this ocean into small water which contained in the hoop of calf. And then he provided yaplavaha. So he provided the boat to cross. So what to cross really? So this is Krishna's mercy. So Parikshit Maharaj is saying that I want to hear about this Krishna who made this ocean into small pool. And then further, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that I want to hear Drona Astra Vipulishtam Idam Mat Angam. So I'm not sure where this arrow is coming from. I'm not doing this one, but someone else is doing, looks like it. Sanatam Bijam Kuru Pandavanam Jugopa Kukshim Gata Ata Chakra Matu Chame Ya Sharanam Gataya. And also, when the son of Dronacharya, so what is the Dronacharya's son's name?
Ashwatthama.
Yes, Ashwatthama shot the arrow, the Brahmastra. Then actually, Pipulushtam Mat Angam, it burned all my anga, all my body. Pipulushtam. But Sanatana Bijam Kuru Pandavanam. So in this way, he wants to destroy the seed of Kuru Pandava both. The last seed left in their dynasty, he wants to destroy completely. But Jugopa, Kukshim, Krishna, Kata Atta Chakra, he comes to inside the belly of Uttara, and then Jugopa, he protected it. So in this way, Krishna is so merciful, and then we want to see this Krishna. So in this way, Parshi Maharaj asking Krishna's the story. So let us read this translation.
That's name is Alkesh Prabhu. Haribo. Yeah.
Taking the boat of Krishna's lotus feet, my grandfather Arjun and others crossed the ocean of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, in which such commanders as Bhishmadev resembled great fish that could very easily have swallowed them. By the mercy of Lord Krishna, my grandfathers crossed this ocean, which was very difficult to cross as easily as one steps over the hoof print of a calf. Because my mother surrendered unto Lord Krishna's lotus feet, the Lord Sudarshana Chakra in hand entered her womb and saved my body, the body of the last remaining descendant of the Kurus and the Pandavas, which was almost destroyed by the fiery weapon of Ashwatthama. Lord Shri Krishna, appearing within and outside of all materially embodied living beings by his own potency in the forms of eternal time, that is as Paramatma and as Virat Rupa, gave liberation to everyone, either as cruel death or as life. Kindly enlighten me by describing his transcendental characteristics.
So here, Parshi Maharaj wants to know about this Krishna, who is so merciful. Why he wants to hear? Actually give us benefit so that we also can have association with Krishna. So Krishna outside stays as Kala Rupa, and then within outside stays as Paramatma. So Krishna is within and outside. So ultimate purpose of Krishna is to give us liberation. So that is the true meaning of Krishna's appearance. So Anta Bail Purusha Kala Rupehi Parayacho Mrityum Uttamritam. So from Mrityu, from the repeated birth and death, in order to Prayachato, in order to get us out of this repeated birth and death, Krishna offers the Amritam. So how? The Anta within inside as Purusha, by outside as Kala Rupa. Kala Rupa refers to the Virat Rupa also. So this is the significance of Krishna's appearance. So let us conclude, so that again we conclude by Parikshit Maharaj's statement. So please go ahead and read this one.
Okay, the next one is Meghana Mataji. Please, I will.
Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system, that is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul, undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing his own self?
So here it says the description of Lord are the right medicine. It says Baba Oshada. Oshada is medicine, Baba, the material existence. Medicine for material existence is glorification of Krishna, description of Krishna. So, for us to have this right medicine for the right medicine for coming out of this samsara. So Krishna has to perform all the lila for us, so that so many things to hear. That's why there are so many demons Krishna kills, but each demon Krishna kills in different way, and also each demon represents something different. So that each time, while we going through first canto, first chapter, let us hear Krishna's this glory again and again each time, so that how Krishna merciful it is. Actually, Krishna killed this demon. Actually, demon is actually within us. Certain demon represent our bad habit. Certain demon represent the false guru. So in this way, so that Krishna can appear right here and now, that means demon also can appear here and now. So all Akasura, Pakasura, so many suras was there while Krishna there in Vrindavan. So that demon can come within our life, here, within our own mind. So that the demon at that time, they took a form of a bull, they took a form of a bird, but now demon may take a form of YouTube, may take a form of Facebook. We never know. So that now, by developing vision for recognizing Krishna, and also we need to develop the vision which can recognize the presence of demon also. So in this way, the conclusion is that conclusion of the Krishna's appearance is that Krishna will offer the Bhava Oshadam, right medicine for us. And then conclusion 2, please read this translation.
Then the next one is the Chetna Shah. Haribo Chetna.
Haribo. Sutama Goswami said, O son of Perku, after Sukdeva Goswami, the most respectable devotee, the son of Vyasadeva, heard the pious questions of Maharaja Pariksit. He thanked the king with great respect. Then he began to discourse on topics concerning Krishna, which are the remedy of all sufferings in this age of Kali. Thank you.
Thank you. So when Sukadeva Goswami heard this Parikshit Maharaj's question, please speak about more about Krishna. So I think I'm eligible because I'm the grandson of this Pitamaha, this Arjuna and Bhimasena, and also my mother, Uttara, the Abhimanyu's wife. Actually, my mother is the symbol of surrender. Before Draupadi surrendered, she was holding on to her own sari. Before even holding on to her sari, she was asking Arjuna, asking Yudhishthira, asking even Bhishma Dev, asking Dronacharya. None of them helped. Finally, she was holding on to her sari, that she doesn't want to let it go. But she realized that her strength is very limited. Finally, she surrendered. But Uttara, as soon as something wrong, she felt something wrong in the womb, that she ran directly to Krishna. She didn't see anybody. She didn't take a shelter of anybody. Just ran to the Krishna. So in this way, this is my mother. And so you personally saved me. So in this way, Parikshit Maharaj is saying that his position, and then he asked for more story about Krishna. Then when Sukadeva heard this Parikshit Maharaj's eagerness, what did Sukadeva Goswami said? Let me thank you. Why? Because due to your eagerness, actually you are bringing Kali Kalmasha Gnam. So right medicine for all the sufferings in the age of Kali. You are bringing actually not only for yourself, you are bringing medicine for all the people who are suffering in this material world. So this is the conclusion of Krishna's Janmashtami. The real meaning of Janmashtami is that Krishna kindly performed his so many the lila, out of so many lila, he performed this birth ceremony, so that in order to remind us that we can have this experience through the Bhagavatam every single day, every moment. So if we somehow imbibe this mood, then we are having a right medicine, and also we are having a direct association with Krishna. So thank you. So that I will end here. So that the next class, let us designate someone who can do summary for kind of 5 minutes, and also first story of Putana. So that Putana, significance of killing Putana and how she killed. So we'll go through that.
And then we continue the Srimad Bhagavatam chapter, Canto 1, chapter 1, words from the second, right? If I'm not wrong.
So we first the verse, because we did the second verse. So now we'll go through the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, for the next week. Yeah, and if also if anybody have a question, you can raise your hand and feel free to ask any questions you may have now, or you can also message on our group, because
maybe we have 2 minutes left. So if you have any question, so
please go ahead. Yeah,
please go ahead.
Okay, there's one person would like to have a Zoom user. I don't know the name of the person, but says Zoom user. Please, go ahead, unmute yourself. Hare Krishna, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, it's been a while. I have to change this. Prabhuji, you said that about the Karnari, it is directly go to the heart here. So in Bhagavatam also, the knowledge was imparted by Krishna directly in the heart of Brahmaji through the Karnari. Yeah? So is that the same Karnari? Does it go to the left side of the heart or the right side of the heart?
I couldn't hear.
Actually, your question, not very clear, Mataji.
My question is about the Karnari. Yeah.
Karnanadi, okay, Karnanadi.
Karnadi, yeah. So the Karnadi is connected to the heart. It is which side of the heart? Is the right side or left side of the heart? Because there's a bit of confusion. Because if this is left side of the heart, there's a lot of confusion in there because so many medical questions coming in there. Yeah, and it's so I want to clarify. Basically, this came up recently in some more discussion. Was this knowledge imparted in the right side of the ear, to the right side of the heart, or the left side?
Okay, you got the question, Patanjali Muni Prabhu?
Ear, yes. So you're saying, is it right ear or left ear? Is it your question?
Yes.
Okay. Or your right heart, or
right side of the heart, or the left? Which side was it?
Actually, heart is not our physical heart.
No, it's the material heart, which is on the left
it's
side.
It's not material heart,
Okay.
So this is a heart.
But this is the Brahmavidya, it's a spiritual knowledge. Obviously, spiritual knowledge cannot be imparted in the left side in some previous temple.
Yes, this is not our physical. Otherwise, if we get heart transplant, then we get a new Krishna inside.
It will disappear. Yeah, it will not stay there because this transcendental knowledge cannot stay in the untranscendental thing there. Yeah, but the body full and untranscendental body.
Very good question.
Good question. So Nadi itself is difficult to recognize by medical modern medical science.
They have not been able to
heart
find
also
it.
is different than what we think as pumping the blood. That heart is not the kind of heart. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, okay. Patanjali Muni Prabhu will answer the question. Thank you for your question, Mataji.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we'll end here so that we'll meet next week. So we'll again, I'll send the PDF, not PDF, at the what you call PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
The Vijay Lakshmi Mataji will transform into
the PDF.
PDF, and then we'll share with you. And also, please continue to read Bhagavatam. So we'll start from the Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 1.
Yeah.
You know, we are not going to rush, so that we take a slow pace, and then I'll try my best to make it relishable to your heart. And also, if you have any question, and then you can send through the WhatsApp. And then if I can answer before this discussion, so that that's no problem. And also, if you have any question or comment, so you are welcome to put on the WhatsApp.
Also the group, yeah.
Yeah.
The group is open until tomorrow whole night. So everyone welcome to put your realization from this class, or if you have any questions, and we'll go through your questions and try to accommodate them from the lesson to lesson, or even like maybe on the group, Patanjali Muni Prabhu may be able to do it whenever he gets opportunity to do that. Yeah, or John.
Okay, so I'll do closing prayers.
Prabhu, Haribo, can you do the closing prayers? Yeah.
Yes. Om Salve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Salve Santu Niramaya, Salve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukhabhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Satkamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now all together, please unmute and then let us.
Yourself, everyone, please. Haribo.
Om Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Prabhupada ki jai.
We say one to Kalpataru Bhashya. We thank everyone for Vaishnava. Please accept our humble obeisances. And if anything we have missed or something not presented well, please forgive me. And please shower your mercy that we can present this every week with the Krishna's mercy and his consciousness. Okay, so say one Kalpataru Bhashya. Patitana Pavanebhyo. Thank you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Please accept humble obeisances and thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,